Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Philippa from We Are Twinset. So today I thought I would do a little bit of a makeup tutorial. A lot of you have been asking me what foundation I've been using, what lipstick, what eyeliner I'm loving. So I thought I would share my tips, all the products I'm using at the moment. So stay tuned to see how I apply it. Okay, so first things up, I always start with a primer, and at the moment I'm using this one from Smashbox. It's called their Photo Finish Primerizer. And the reason why I love it is because it's a 2-in-1, and I'm quite lazy. I don't really have time to kind of put a million things on my face in the morning before I even get my makeup on. So I like quick fixes, things that just make my life really easy and simple. I never actually used to use a primer, but since kind of getting a little bit older and trying to look after my skin, I have just really realized how invaluable it is and how it really just does keep your makeup on so well. So as you can see, I'm kind of using it as a moisturizer, really rubbing it into my skin and getting it in all the good places and just kind of creating a really nice base for my makeup. Okay, so I've got my base on, and actually my skin kind of like plumps it up a little bit. It feels really nice with that primer. It doesn't feel sticky at all. It feels ready to go. I'm ready to put my foundation and concealer and everything else on. But before I put foundation on, I always begin by putting concealer on first. As you can see here, I've got a bit of a problem area going on. So I just need a good base before I apply the foundation. So I'm using this one from Tarte, and you might remember at the beginning of the year we worked with QVC on a project, and actually I was introduced to this brand from that project, which was pretty amazing, and we've told a few of you about it before, but it's the Shape Tape Concealer, and it honestly, I cannot recommend this product enough. It goes on perfectly, it doesn't look clumpy or thick or anything, and it really lasts really well. So once I've kind of mask the areas that need concealing, I use this sponge that actually came with the concealer and just kind of pat it all in, let it sink in, let it cover all the spots that I need it to, and as you can see, it really does cover it so well. And also my main thing with using makeup is obviously I need the coverage, but I want it to look as natural as possible. I don't want it to look like I've got layers and layers of foundation and concealer on. The color I'm using is medium, which seems to be blending in really well with my skin tone at the moment. I have got a bit of a color at the moment, but that color seems to be working really well. So I've got my concealer on. I tend to quite like to leave the concealer to just sit on my skin for a little bit before I apply foundation. I don't know if that is a technique or a tip. Well, it's my tip, but I just feel like I want it to sink in before I apply more foundation onto my face. So actually now I put my liquid eyeliner on, because also I find that once I've got foundation on, my skin is a bit sticky or a little bit wet and dewy from the foundation. I can't get a good grip. So that's why I always use the eyeliner before applying the foundation. So I probably told you this a million times before, and I've been using this product for years. It's the Tom Ford, I think it's called the Eye Defining Pen. And I've tried so many different eyeliners on the market. I know that Sarah used the Rimmel one, which is cheap as chips, and she loves it. I tried it myself, and I can't get it to work as well as she does. Also, I found with a lot of eyeliners I've used, they've either kind of gone onto my lid here, or they just have leaked into my eye, or they just haven't lasted well. Whereas this Tom Ford one, I know that you're going to be spending a little bit more money on this, but it is so worth it. I'm a bit nervous now, actually. This isn't easy, and this is something that comes with practice and with time, and it has taken me a long time to kind of get my technique down to a T. We like a bit of a feline flick. So what I do is I tend to start off in the corner of my eye. So literally, and the reason also why I like it is because it's like a felt tip pen, and you've kind of got a good grip with it. It's really easy to use, and it glides really nicely. As you can see, I'm just following my line where my lashes are. So nothing too difficult yet. This bit's quite simple. So as you can see, I've kind of stopped 3/4 of the length of my eye. because that's where you want to meet the flick with the rest of the line. So I've done that one, and now I'm going to do the other one. Following the line of my lashes, trying not to make it too thick. I've kind of gone 3/4 of the length of my eye here, and then I've stopped. So now onto the scary bit, the flick. This has taken me a while to practice and to get right, and some days I still don't even get it right. But what I love about this pen here is, I'm not too sure if you can see, it's given me a really nice fine sharp corner to be able to get a nice flick like that. This is when the technical bit begins. As you can see, the bottom of my eye here kind of goes up at an angle. Can you see that? So what you want to do is, and I did start to do this when I first started to practice, just do that with your eyeliner so you can see the direction that you want it to go. But once you've got the direction of where you want the flick, that's where you make the tip, you make the point. So I am literally, what I'm going to do is that. You can't really see, but there's a very fine, faint kind of, I know basically it's like a target point. I know where I want the end of my flick to be. What I do then is get the other side of the pen, the defining side, and I literally make a line like that. I have made a line from where I stopped it originally up until the tip, and it is actually, I know it's something that looks really hard, and it is. It does take practice, but once you've got it, you've got it. So then what I tend to do also is then just go over the original line with the defining end, just to make it really strong. And also I think this end is where it's like it's not permanent, but it makes sure that it kind of lasts and doesn't budge. So as you can see, I've got my flick there. Now onto the other side. This eye actually wasn't as easy as this eye, but the good news is I always make sure that I've got some Bioderma to hand, and it is really easy. Just take it with a little earbud, and I'm literally just gonna clean it up. Feel like myself again, I've got my eyeliner on. Okay, so now I've got my flicks, time for some foundation. So some of you might know, I used to always use Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, but I think it's quite good to change things up. And also I've noticed, like hair products, when you use them for, you know, a long period of time, your skin or your hair kind of, it stops working. So I don't think it's a bad thing to change things up, and I might go back to it in a few months' time. But I recently found this product, and honestly, you can tell by the state of it. I use it every single day. I cannot recommend this foundation enough. It has the perfect amount of coverage. The colors are amazing. It comes in like hundreds of different shades to suit every different skin type. And the texture is so lovely. You don't feel like you've got like thick foundation on, but the coverage is amazing. So it comes out in a really nice amount, and it's actually perfect for half of your face. So blob it like that, and then do another blob. I haven't actually used that much, but a little goes a long way. And I think that's key when you apply your makeup. Less is definitely more. So I'm just using a foundation brush to work it all in, get it in all the places I want it to get in. But the greatest thing about this foundation is that it kind of glides on really smooth, so you don't have to actually work at it that hard. It kind of does it for you. You just need a little bit of movement. So I've got my foundation on. It's time for a little bit of eyeliner, and I swear I've been using this shade since I was about 16 years old. It's Teddy by MAC, and I absolutely love it because it's like a metallic-y bronzy brown, and I'd never like to really wear black eyeliner. I find it a little bit too harsh on my skin color. I don't put it in my eye. I kind of just put it just where my lashes meet my eye, just across that line. My mascara that I have told so many of you about, it's Max Factor's Masterpiece, and I wear it in rich black. And I always curl my eyelashes like this. Can you see? I'm just curling under and then top it up. And the greatest thing about this mascara is it combs the lashes. It just lasts the whole day. Honestly, this mascara, I don't know what I would do without. It would be my desert island must-have. And I just find that it defines them really well and it stays on the whole day. Okay, so I've got my liquid eyeliner, my eye pencil and my mascara on. Back to the face for a bit of bronzing. At the moment I'm using Chanel's bronzer. It's from their Le Beige range and it's number 50. The reason why I love this bronzer is because first of all, there's no glitter in it. It also acts as a little bit of a powder, which is great for me because my skin can kind of get a little bit oily. But I don't use a lot. Again, less is more. So next up is a bit of a new product to me, and I actually found it when we did our Charlotte Tilbury tutorials a couple of months ago. If you didn't check out that video, I'll link it below so you can see. So this is their contour wand, which I absolutely love, and I am a little bit scared of contouring, I'm not gonna lie, but I do a tiny weeny bit, and I have to say it makes a huge, huge difference. So it comes like that, and I literally just do 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, I don't do the whole shebang. I don't do my forehead or my nose. I literally just want to get those nice cheekbones there. I've kind of put the blobs where you want your chiseled jawline. So if you do that, that's kind of where you want it. And then I get a brush and I literally just pat it in. And as you can see, you really do not need a lot of this product, and just work it in to your hairline. But as you can see, can you see that defining area already? It just works really nicely. So I've got my cheekbones. So at this point I would usually normally put on blusher, but since having that Charlotte Tilbury makeover a couple of months ago, they told us to put blusher on last. And I'm gonna show you why that's so important to do, because when you finish your face, there always feels, unless you've got blusher on, you can really see that you kind of, your cheeks need to pop a little bit, but you don't know how much or how little until you finish your full face. So I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows, which I think is the most important part of the whole makeup routine. And this is also from Charlotte Tilbury. As you can see, I'm a little bit obsessed with her makeup. Okay, so I've combed them all down. And then, this is another technique which you really need to apply really gently, and definitely less is more with your eyebrows. You kind of want to build it up and not kind of go in too heavy to begin with. So as you can see, I'm kind of tilting my face towards where I need to apply the line. So when I'm working on this area, I'm looking at the mirror straight on. And then when I get here, I kind of turn my face so I can actually see the area that I'm drawing the line on. And then I go back to the comb and just comb it out so it just looks as natural as possible. So once I've drawn on my brows, I kind of use this product just to fix it and define them a little bit more. And the key here is don't start here, start at the end here, because the more product you've got on, you don't want it to be thick and heavy here. So just literally kind of comb it along your brows. It just defines it, makes it a little bit stronger, but also again in a really natural way. So now for some lips, and my lips are feeling really dry actually. This is Charlotte Tilbury. Again, I know I'm using another one of her products, but they are just so amazing. It's Pillow Talk, the revolutionary Pillow Talk that we just could not live without. It did start off as a lip liner, and then she's created a lipstick from the same shade, and now she's actually, which I can't wait to show you, she's just brought out Pillow Talk eyeshadow palette and also a blusher, which I'm gonna show you, and it is phenomenal. It's just launched. I kind of use the lip liner almost like the base of my lipstick, just because I really like the color and I love the lipstick, but I find that this does actually last a bit longer. So I kind of go along my lips like this. And then once I've got the base, I actually use my favorite lipstick, which is Velvet Teddy by MAC. And rather than putting it on like a normal lipstick, I kind of dab it on because I feel like that it lasts better that way, and I just prefer the color that way rather than it being really strong. So my last step, and I can't wait to show you guys about this one. So it's Charlotte Tilbury's new blusher. It's her Pillow Talk range and it is phenomenal. And I guess the shade of Pillow Talk just works for every skin type, and that's why her lip liner and her lipstick has done so well. But this blusher is, I just love it. So it's the same as her usual blushes. So you kind of use the outer line as your main kind of color, and then you pop it with the highlight. So I'm literally just gonna gently just kind of go around it, and I always tend to just dab it off because I don't want to put too much on. And when you apply the blusher, kind of smile so that you pick up the areas that you want the blusher to hit. So as you can see, I just done that side. It's the perfect natural shade, but it just makes such a big difference. And then I'm going to use my finger here, use the highlighter to just highlight this area here, and all done. So guys, that was my makeup tutorial and a few tips along the way. I hope you found it useful. I am constantly trying out new products, so I'll make sure to keep you up to date on Instagram. But for now, I hope you enjoyed that makeup tutorial. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with all of our latest content. And please comment and like below because I'm really enjoying reading all your comments. And yeah, I will see you guys next week.